Just came into Charleston, West Virginia from Louisville. I spent the night at Daniel Boone Campground last night in the back of my truck. It was really nice. There was a bunch of things chirping in the trees. Came in here to check out the city and see how the people like me based on the facial expressions that they give me while I play music on their streets. And you know, I didn't even know if I was gonna play. Like usually when I roll into a town, I don't even know if I'm gonna play. I don't know if I'm gonna stay 10 minutes or if I'm gonna stay 4 hours. And I had a really good time in Charleston. First of all, it's the biggest city of West Virginia. It's right by a river, which is really cool. I really like these river towns. I like the brick sidewalks on these places. So it was really intriguing to me, and I went to the bookstore, and because I think that like one of the main ways to detect an interesting area of town is to look where the bookstore is at. And then I found a nice spot. I wanted to street perform. I wanted to busk at near the bookstore.
Hear their voice on the other line. We shared so many years together. Tell me how you been, Dad. Tell me, Dad, how's the weather?
People were really great. I got $17. I gave away I gave away 3 download cards. The ladies at the barber shop were really into me. She came out and she was like, "Oh, how long you staying in town?" and all this stuff. And I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go, you know, because I kind of want to hit the road and hit up Richmond, Virginia by the end of the day." "Oh, you gonna play a song for me?" I was like, "Check out my YouTube." Hopefully they subscribe to my YouTube and check out what I got going on there. You know, and the thing is that I find it was really nice that people gave me some cash. I wish that everybody who gave me cash, I could give them a free download card, but sometimes I think they feel awkward. And I think that I want people to understand that the download cards don't cost me any money. They cost me like 33 cents to make. So you're not taking anything from me if you take a download card. Because I'm not here to make money. It's nice. I want to know how much money I can make. Like, that's useful knowledge to me, and to compare different areas that work better than others. It's interesting. Like, I made more money playing on the street here in Charleston, West Virginia, or Louisville, Kentucky, than I would playing in Memphis, Tennessee, or Austin, Texas, or Nashville, Tennessee, you know. And so that's the thing, is that these people, they're all getting off work, and when they see somebody like me out on the street, and this is kind of like what the lady at the barbershop she was really encouraging. She was like, you know, you should get a gig at the book place, and you should come inside the barbershop and play, all these nice things. I mean, I only got like an hour on my parking. I think my parking's gonna go up. That's a whole nother thing. I want to say that I've been driving 6,000 miles on this road trip, exploring towns and seeing how, and street performing and experimenting. The 2019 busking experiment that I've been doing, you know, it's been like 6,000 miles I've been driving. I haven't got one parking ticket. And they're definitely enforced it here. I've seen them on the windows. I've seen the people coming out. Almost happened in Dallas. So if good thing it didn't. Otherwise, I'd be calling you out here, Dallas, because I don't think it was my fault if it happens. I mean, a lot of times it's just fucking confusion, and like, you know, I'm happy to pay, but like, just make it easy to figure out what the deal is and what the rules are. But these towns like Charleston, West Virginia, and Louisville, you know, I was walking by a lot of people in suits, and people kind of very professional people, and these people were tipping. But you know, you're also contributing music culture to an area that doesn't necessarily have music culture. Like here, I was the only one out there playing music. And you know, so it's kind of these like businessy, homey, kind of small town places that I think are really, really good and work well for me, because people appreciate that you're kind of changing the culture and you're bringing something there. If you go into Nashville, you know, and those type of places, and you play on the street, you're not changing the culture. You're just a fixture. You're just another person that people have to walk around, and you're just another thing contributing to all the noise. The other thing I realized when I was in Louisville yesterday is that there was like a section where the kind of beggars were at, and then there was some buskers there too. So there was like beggars with signs, and then there was people playing guitar trying to get money. And I wanted to distinguish myself from them, because I want to kind of create an intention that like, I'm not trying to beg. I'm trying to bring exposure to my music, and I'm trying to interact with people and like positively interact with people and communicate with them, and and like that's what happened. Like I talked to the people at the barber shop. She was really nice. She told me to come back, things like that. She told me what she likes about the town and about the surrounding regions, and like I never would have like gotten a chance to talk to people on the street of Charleston, West Virginia, if I wasn't out there playing music on the street too, in front of this barbershop and things like that. And so that's the whole thing about music, the importance of music. And that's why in Louisville I wanted to distinguish myself by going and playing in another area. Another thing I do to distinguish myself from a beggar, and to be more of like a performer or somebody just trying to gain exposure, or even musicians who are touring and passing through who have a day off, like it just makes sense for them to go and play on the street because you have nothing else to do. Like just do it, like maybe you pick up a few fans, maybe you pick up a few additional fans from that, and that's something. So I went to a different area to street perform, and also to distinguish myself in Louisville, I used amplification, so I've got an actual mic in front of me, and I've got a placard that says free download cards. So even just demonstrate that I have downloads. I have live recordings, and I want to give them to you for free. Like I want just for you to hear me and get exposure to me, and if you like me, then I'd like you to consume more of my information. Like that's all I want, so that maybe a year from now or when I actually come through the city, potentially you could go see my show, that type of thing. So those things all distinguish myself, having free download cards and like trying to dress nice. I try to dress nice, and I think that makes a difference. People make a lot of like there's a lot of issues in society in terms of judging people based on how they look, and if you look homeless, people assume that you are homeless and they'll treat you differently, especially if they're trying to get these like people who might be dangerous or homeless or beggars off the street. So if I have to like interact with an authority like a security guard or a police officer, and I'm doing something like this, then the more things that lend legitimacy to what I'm doing, the easier time I'm gonna have, So if I can like show them that I'm dressed nice, if I could show them that I'm recording what I'm doing with a fancy camera, that kind of like says something. Like then it could be as if I'm making a music video or something like that. Right, so, and then just talking to them like a normal person. It's been funny, the two times that somebody has told me that I had to stop playing somewhere, which is at the Santa Fe Plaza, when I was in a certain section where you weren't supposed to be because it was where all the like ceramics and jewelry people were set up. And then at the Nashville Farmers Market, two people came up to tell me, they only really needed one person, but they were conscientious enough that like if there's any backlash, they wanted to have two people there. And I just think it's funny because like immediately like like in Nashville, the guy came up to me and I was like, hey man, like you need me, and then it's like immediately it's like, oh okay, I see, you need me to move. And it's like, yeah, that's fine, like it's totally no big deal, I'm literally just gonna go move somewhere else, because it's more important to me just to figure out what the rules are and what the situation is than it is to like have a conflict or argue with you about it. So even like if arguing with the officer or the security guard could have made me stay there longer, I don't really want to be there if if I have to argue for it, Like I want it to be like here where I played like 10 songs and somebody came out and was like, oh, are you gonna play some more? And I'm like, no, I mean, my parking's expired now, I can see. But that's like the kind of situation I want. Like I want to like back and forth feedback with people. I want to feel wanted in some way, So that's a metric to detect how well you're doing in all these endeavors. So man, I went on. Happens sometimes. Sometimes I got a lot to say, and that's good. I want to flesh it all out. So hit me up with the subscribes. Press that red subscribe. Press the bell button next to it for notifications on my new posts. I post once per week, and I talk about my experiences and my travels and my psychological ideas, because I'm into that kind of stuff. So hit me up with the likes and the shares too, and the comments. Let me know of any places I could play at or wherever I could be playing on the street. So Yeah, good times in Charleston. What else do I have to say? They're doing a good job of supporting music. They got something going on tonight at the. They got something going on tonight. They have this stage by the river, and all these people go see it on it's Friday night. So that's exciting. And I kind of want to hit it out. I'm hoping to make it to Richmond tonight to see JD McPherson. He's a really great artist who I think is not quite on the full radar that he deserves. He's just going to keep getting bigger, and he's one of the best live performers I've seen. So I caught that he was playing today up in Richmond. Going to head over there and try to check it out. Thanks for tuning into my channel. I appreciate you.